Welcome to This Week in AI. We are living through a quiet revolution in how we interact with technology and our cities. Spotify just launched a conversational music assistant that actually listens to your requests. Meanwhile, New York became the first state to pause massive AI data center construction. We are seeing artificial intelligence move from our screens into our ears and our power grids. Let us dive right in. Spotify just made listening to music feel a lot more like talking to a friend. Premium users in the United States can now have full conversations with the app to pick what they hear next. You do not need to type a perfect search query anymore. You just ask the app what you want in plain English or voice. The feature is currently a beta release across iOS and Android. It works by combining Spotify's own AI models with outside providers. The company chose this flexible approach because different tasks really do need different tools. Think about how you used to hunt for songs years ago. You had to know the exact title or browse through endless folders on your iPod. Now you can just say, play something upbeat that I have not heard before, and watch the app adjust in real time. You can keep chatting with it to narrow things down. Ask for more recent tracks, or tell it to switch genres, and the playlist shifts instantly. The assistant can also dig into your own history. You can ask when you first streamed a favorite song or what genres have been dominating your days lately. This goes way beyond the AI DJ you already know about. That feature gives you a voice that talks between songs. This new tool sits right in your home screen in Now Playing view. You can ask about album release dates or the inspiration behind a track you love. It even lets you save songs, add them to your queue, or follow artists without leaving the chat window. The company is testing it in English first across a few markets. They are collecting your feedback to make the conversations feel smoother and more accurate over time. The real shift here is how frictionless music discovery becomes. You no longer need to be a curator of your own playlists. The app learns what you want through conversation instead of clicks. It turns a massive catalog into a personal listening companion. You get to explore deeper into podcasts or audiobooks with the same easy back and forth. We are watching streaming services stop being digital record stores and start acting like active guides. This beta launch is just the beginning of that journey. New York just drew a line in the sand for artificial intelligence infrastructure. Governor Kathy Hochul signed an executive order that pauses new environmental permits for massive data centers over 50 megawatts. The pause will last up to a year. This makes New York the very first state in the nation to take this kind of regulatory step. The goal is simple but urgent. Planners need time to figure out how these facilities impact local power grids and water supplies without sending utility bills skyrocketing for residents. You can see why this matters so much right now. Every time you stream a song or ask an AI to write code somewhere out there in a cooling hall, it burns serious electricity and water. States have been scrambling to keep up with the build-out. Maine considered a similar pause before their governor vetoed it. New York actually moved faster than the version passed by lawmakers would have allowed. The legislative bill wanted to cap facilities at 20 megawatts. The governor set the bar higher at 50 to protect smaller centers that support hospitals and schools. The state is now asking its public service department to draft clear standards for environmental reviews. They want rules that cover air quality and water usage. The governor also wants a system that lets data centers actually invest in the local energy grid instead of just draining it. Local communities will get a formal framework to negotiate benefits when these facilities try to move into their towns. State Senator Kristen Gonzalez praised the move as a necessary pause for planning. She noted that innovation should not come at the expense of everyday people paying their electric bills. This moratorium signaled a major shift in how we treat artificial intelligence. We used to view it purely as software magic. Now we have to look at the concrete reality of wires cooling towers and transformers. Other states are watching closely. If New York shows that careful planning actually works, it will set a template for California, Texas, and beyond. The fight over AI infrastructure is no longer just about who builds the biggest model. It is about which communities get to keep their power stable and affordable while the rest of the world keeps learning. These two stories really show us how fast the digital world is pressing against the physical one. Spotify is making AI feel invisible and helpful right in our pockets. New York is forcing us to slow down the massive hardware that actually powers it all. We really need both of those things at the same time. I remember when I was working on enterprise software back in the early 2000s, we used to think scaling just meant buying more servers and writing faster code. We never had to worry about the bill for the water or the copper wiring until the grid literally could not keep up. Now, artificial intelligence demands so much raw power that it becomes a local political issue. The smart move is to keep building but build with real rules in place. We can get better music recommendations without leaving our communities in the dark. The pause in New York is not a stop sign for progress, it is just a speed bump to make sure the infrastructure matches our expectations. We get innovation when we stop pretending it only lives in the cloud and start planning for the ground beneath it. We covered a lot today. Spotify is turning our music libraries into conversational partners while New York pauses massive data center construction to protect local grids. Artificial intelligence is finally showing us its physical footprint alongside its digital promises. Thank you for hanging out with me this week on This Week in AI. I will see you next time as we keep tracking the tools that shape our daily lives. If this helped, subscribe. And the full breakdown is on stevechazen.com.